Two of this country's premier black wordsmiths have run afoul of the progressive thought police in recent weeks. Dave Chappelle was roundly criticized for taking cancel culture to task in his new Netflix special, Sticks and Stones. Ironically, an attempt was made by media progressives to ruin his career for talking about how media progressives try to ruin people's careers. Let that sink in. That same week, Walter Mosley, one of the best and most prolific mystery writers to have come out of Los Angeles since the heydays of Raymond Chandler and Ross MacDonald, revealed that he quit the writer's room at Star Trek Discovery because he was chastised for using the N-word. Again, the irony was almost too ironic, given that Mosley is black. He used the word to tell how a cop had used that word long ago, so telling how that word had been offensively used by another was found to be too offensive for the Star Trek writer who reported Mosley to the show's producers. While we're at it, let's add another layer of irony. Chappelle uses the N-word constantly, and not in the slightly modified way with an A at the end. When Chappelle calls somebody the N-word, he pronounces it with a good solid R at the end. So, Mosley, quoting a cop from more prejudicial times, was silenced, while liberal Netflix had no problem with that word, but caught a ton of shit for letting Dave Chappelle make a mockery out of the leftist hysteria over words of all kinds. Oh boy. An unexpected show of guts from Netflix. I shall keep my subscription for now. Comedians and writers are a cultural bellwether. When totalitarian regimes come to power, artists, poets, writers, and entertainers are the first to get the purge, because they don't traditionally adhere to speech codes. I think back to Lenny Bruce and his bold use of language. I think of George Carlin's 7 words you can never say, which of course he said anyway. Could these men have had careers today? The left outlaws words at will, and they produce new ones just as fast. Just yesterday I was advised that when speaking of a woman being killed, the proper term to use is no longer homicide. The proper word is now femicide. We wouldn't want people to think that the murder was unrelated to her gender now, would we? Never mind that the killing of a human is called homicide because our species, male and female, is known as Homo sapiens. Once the gay rights activists get wind of the switch to femicide for women, they'll undoubtedly become unhappy with the use of homicide for the killing of straight men. They will want homicide all to themselves, and will have to adopt heterocide for the murder of straight guys. But wait, what about gay women? Obviously, we can't have them stuck in the same identity group as soccer moms, now can we? So we'll have to add lesbocide to the nomenclature. You know, lest murder victims be offended from beyond the grave. These are all traps, of course. The left changes words so constantly because they know that some people don't tune into the hive mind every day for the behavioral memos all collectivists depend on. There are people who can't hear the hive mind update bell. They are called conservatives. They are likely not to know when a word has been outlawed by the left-wing busybodies. They will often walk right into the trap. They will snag the tripwire or step into the verbal punji pit, and the pajama people will come screaming out of the forest to attack them. The classic example of this is the outlawing of colored person. Call an African American a colored person and you are out of a job, mister. But if you call that same human being a person of color, you're not only in the clear, but it will be assumed that you are as woke as all get out. These phrases are the same thing, but you're not allowed to function as if they are the same thing. If the word police can pull this off, they can force us to say anything, and that is exactly what they intend to do. Tell you what, I'm not playing that, so be forewarned. I'm going to use whatever language I think best expresses what I'm trying to say. Don't bother correcting me or threatening to unsubscribe me. If you gotta go, go quietly. As for me, I have to spend the rest of the day going through old pictures. I'm looking for a snapshot of my ex-wife and I in our late 20s at a Halloween party dressed up like Ike and Tina Turner. I can't wait to show it to you. The makeup is hilarious. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, subscribe to our channel and then click the little bell to get notifications.